Hey guys, this is Dennis Wolf, and this is the new cover of Muscular Development. Please check it out, pick it up at the stores. MD is #1, no bull.
Shawn Ray here at the 50th anniversary of the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia weekend. We're standing outside the Las Vegas convention at the Expo, where all the bodybuilding fans around the world will meet some of their stars, and some of the prejudging is actually taking place on the inside, including the fitness championships, along with the figure and physique competition going on today. Right now we have all the major players from BPI to Gifted Nutrition, Shreds Nutrition, all the major companies that support and sponsor the Mr. Olympia weekend to make it possible for there to be $1.1 million prize money for all these competitions today. This is going to be going on today, Friday, and again on Saturday, where people from around the world will descend on this venue to go inside to try to shake hands with some of their heroes. A lot of living legends are also inside. Now that we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Mr. Olympia, you'll see a lot of past champions, along with the competitors that made the Mr. Olympia what it is. I just ran into the flexing Dutchman, Barry DeMay, just the other day, and of course we've got Samir Banu here. I'm sure we're going to see Jay Cutler on the inside. Anybody who's everybody that helped make this Mr. Olympia weekend possible since 1965, when Larry Scott, the first winner of the Mr. Olympia, won a crown and no prize money. That's now changed. There's $275,000 available for first place, along with Phil Heath trying to defend his title for the 4th consecutive time. And of course, Kai Green, and things got interesting at the press conference between those two, but there's a lot of other players, Rolly Winkler, Dennis Wolf, and Dexter Jackson, all will have something to say. Of course, Big Ramy is also here. So a lot going on here at the Mr. Olympia weekend. This is day 1 on Friday here at the Expo, where people are lined up around the block trying to get in. We're expecting a huge attendance here to celebrate what Joe and Ben Weider have built over the past 50 years. So let's take a look on the inside. I'm Shawn Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com. Shawn Ray here from MuscularDevelopment.com. I'm here with the CEO of Powerhouse Gym, Will Davish. Will, we're at the Expo here at the Joe Weider 50th anniversary of the Mr. Olympia. Tell me what's happening with Powerhouse here today.
Powerhouse is launching our new model club called Powerhouse FX, Functional Exercise Studios and full-size clubs. Their concept here is there to add more support to our traditional Powerhouse gyms.
And there's a $10,000 fitness challenge going on here today. Will, tell me about some of the disciplines that are going to be in there, some of the things people have to do to try to win that $10,000 in prizes.
There'll be 9 events. There'll be wind sprints, there'll be a thruster pull, jump ropes, heavy weighted ropes, and the first place will be $5,000 cash, $3K for second place, and $2,000 cash for third place.
And this is the first time we're doing this here, and you mentioned earlier at the Powerhouse convention the other day that Powerhouse is involved with some of these Europa shows going on throughout the season.
Yes, we'll be doing next year all the Europa shows, plus the Olympia, plus the Powerhouse Pro show in Detroit. So I'll give us 7 regional events like the Powerhouse FX Challenge to do.
Now, the definition of the Powerhouse FX, because that's like the little brother of Powerhouse Gyms International, give us a definition of what that is.
It's advanced functional exercise training, very sophisticated, but then the other part of it still has all the dumbbells and enough free weights to train.
Well, this is our 50th anniversary at the Mr. Olympia, and I know you've been here several times as a sponsor, a supporter, continually giving back and working with the Weider AMI family. How can people go about finding out more about Powerhouse Gym? Is there a website or?
The best way really is our website, call our corporate office. Like I say, it's our owners who make our organization and our members. So any good guy out there, good girl, whatever, you want to get in business for yourself, we'll guide you the right way.
Starting in 1975 with the first gym, Will Davish's brother Norm and his sister Crystal, a family-owned business, over 300 plus gyms in 19 countries worldwide, continuing to give back here at the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia weekend. For Will Davish, I'm Shawn Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com. Shawn Ray here at the Joe Weider 50th anniversary of the Mr. Olympia weekend at the Expo with IFBB judge and Hall of Fame bodybuilder Bev Francis from the land down under. Bev, you have a lot of history. 1985, I believe, was my first introduction to you in the women's pumping iron. And during that time, I won the World Championships in Australia, where you were from.
Yes.
You transplanted to America. Tell me what that was like for you, your first Olympia and making the movie, going way back when it all started.
Well, you know, when I came into this sport, I mean, I was the oddity. Pumping Iron 2, you know, I was cast as, you know, the muscular woman, and I mean, I really came into that movie not really intending to be a bodybuilder, just displaying a muscular physique, but doing that preparation for the contest made me fall in love with the sport of bodybuilding, made me fall in love with Steve Weinberger as well, and so that's, you know, I made the move here. The transition to bodybuilding after powerlifting and track and field was hard because, you know, when you're in a sport where you can eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, to go to a sport where the only thing you can do whatever you want is breathe.
Right.
It's tough. It's, you know, but I love the discipline of the sport, and moving to the US, especially to New York, was also a big change from where I come from, which is a large provincial like town in Australia. So there were a lot of changes to be made, but I was 29, 30 years old. It was a great time in my life. I mean, I've just had a wonderful career and a wonderful life. You know, I feel truly blessed to have found this sport, to have enjoyed both the US and Australia as my home countries. And the sport has come a long way. I must admit I'm a little disappointed with women's bodybuilding. You know, I'm not disappointed with how Iris looks. Iris is amazing. To me, the most perfect woman's female bodybuilder ever, although Corey was just magnificent, you know, in her own era. I mean, those two are just, to me, the ultimates.
It sounds like a love story, because this began as something where you fell in love with just the strength aspect of the sport. You turned it into the physical appearance aspect of the sport, a trendsetter, actually, like you said, an oddity in the fact that you showed extreme muscle at a time when femininity was being rewarded. You showed that women can not only be big and powerful, but strong as well. And you kind of ushered in the muscle to women's bodybuilding, which we were missing when you first came along with Rachel and Carla Dunlap. That being said, Iris Kyle has taken it to a whole nother level. We saw what Linda Murray did.
Yeah.
You've made a very nice transition, kind of like myself, in terms of staying within the sport, still being able to give back and make a difference. I mean, your wisdom, your expertise, being that you were on the stage, you've been through the diets, you know what it's like to lose the close, big one. I remember, I think it was 1990, you were leading 91. After prejudging,
91,
prejudging, and came up short, but yet you stayed in, became a gym owner, helped shape the careers of other people, continually judging, promoting competitions, and now we're here 50 years into this without Joe and Ben that made this all possible. What will the next 50 years bring us, even though we won't be here? Where do you see it going? 1.1 million in prize money. Women's bodybuilding, we don't even know how much longer it will survive with the coming of the women's physique.
Yes.
But what can be added to make this weekend any more bigger than what it is?
To predict the future is so difficult. I mean, just everything that happens, I mean, every decade, the advances that are made in everything are just so remarkable. Just talking on the way here, thinking that soon we'll be living like, Jet Jackson, and hovercraft, and who can predict the future? I mean, I think as long as the sport will survive, as long as people can appreciate the true value of the sport and not just get hung up in the money aspect. Right. Yeah, it's great to have prize money, and the competitors need to be able to make a living, because it takes your whole life to do this. So you need the money, but it's more than money. It's more than where you're going to get your sponsorship from. It's more than looking for magazine covers. If you don't love the sport, if you don't love to train, if you don't love the beauty of the physique of the human body, you're not gonna make it in this sport, and the sport's not gonna live. But if you can keep that art and poetry of this beautiful body going, and make that the main emphasis, then we'll be okay.
Well, and it's people like you that continually shape the sport of bodybuilding, starting out as a world-class powerlifter, track athlete, became a world-class bodybuilder, gym owner, contest promoter, now a judge, and giving other opportunities to people that want to live her dream, all the way from a little town in Australia. What was it called?
Geelong.
Geelong, and I've actually been there. It's crazy. The sport of bodybuilding takes you places you never imagine you'll ever go. But right now we're here in Las Vegas enjoying the 50th anniversary of the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia. For Hall of Famer Bev Francis, I'm Shawn Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com. Shawn Ray here at the 50th anniversary of the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia Expo with Hall of Famer and living legend Lee Labrada, a two-time first Mr. Olympia runner-up, and of course a major player in the sponsorship of the Joe Weider Experience. Joe Lee, how does it feel to be here and the significance of the 50th anniversary? I mean, you basically grew up in the shadow of the Olympia history.
Well, I've been at it for over 25 years in terms of Olympias, so I've been coming to these for quite a long time, and I was very fortunate in that I grew up in the era of Joe Weider and knew him personally and saw his influence and the impact that he's had on the industry. I don't think that any 50th anniversary would be complete without a big kudos to Joe Weider.
Yeah, no doubt. And his brother Ben, who in 2008 passed away. It's kind of a reunion because I just got done seeing Barry DeMay. Bev Francis is running around here, and you just mentioned Lee Haney is here. I saw my arch rival and nemesis Flex Wheeler next door to you, but you're in a very unique position because here you are, you're working alongside your son.
That's right.
And you obviously got the myth, Sergio Oliva Jr. working with you now. Tell me about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's just it's a big legacy, the legacy of two families, and there's going to be a very nice upcoming feature article on these guys, a nice photo shoot that was done in the coming months, and so I'm just very excited about the fact that these two young bucks are coming up through the ranks and stepping into some big shoes.
Right, well, it's nice to see you continually giving back to the sport of bodybuilding that was so gracious to you, and you continually giving opportunities, including to Sergio Oliva Jr. over there. Lots to cover here at the Mr. Olympia weekend. Of course, Labrada, where can we get the nutritional products at?
Get them at www.labrada.com.
All right, for the Hall of Famer Labrada, I am Shawn Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com. Shawn Ray here from Muscular Development. We're at Team Shred's Army booth at the 50th anniversary Mr. Olympia with Joey Swole. Joey, tell me about what's going on here. It looks like we're making history.
We're definitely making history today. It's the 50th anniversary of the Olympia. A lot of people coming out. This is a landmark event for the sport of bodybuilding, for the sport of fitness. For us and for everybody that's part of this industry. And go big or go home. We came to war today. We came to show what we're about and to make history and to leave our our mark until next year, until we make another appearance. And we're just so happy to have the people here that support us. From the followers, the fans, the people that work, our back end 12, 15, 20-hour days, to our athletes. It's a great little way for us all to come together and celebrate life, be happy, and give back.
1 year ago, you had a booth that was the equivalent of 6. Today, you have a booth that's equivalent to 30, one of the biggest booths here. How is Shred's Army growing so fast?
Smart marketing, having a great loyal following, and being more than just a supplement company. We're a movement. We never call ourselves a company. Where I say, me and Arvin and Aker, we got together when we started and we said, we want to change the face of fitness. We want people to change their perception of what we're about. We get such negative media, such negative attention. There's a lot of black around this sport, and our goal is not just for us, but for every athlete that steps to the gym, for everybody that wants to make this a livelihood, a passion. Our goal is to make this a better opportunity for them, better opportunity to have a follower, some kid at home say, I can be that. I want to be like that person. I aspire to be something more than just a body.
Well, on behalf of Muscular Development Magazine, we look forward to your sponsorship and support in 2015.
Absolutely. Go MD, baby. Team Shreds, baby.
All right. Shawn Ray, MuscularDevelopment.com.